Hello, hello, welcome back. So we are going to make the covers, front and back covers for the Forever Ephemera and Scrap folder that we just did. And I'm going to be using 9x12 canvas panels. And I'm just going to kind of treat it like a mixed media piece of art, basically. And then I will make that the cover. So I think I'm pretty excited. I think it'll turn out, it's going to work out really well. Excuse me. So I went ahead and picked a few things out that I think I want to use to save some time. So I'm going to start, well, let me just say, whenever I do mixed media, again, the beautiful thing about mixed media is there's no right or wrong necessarily. You just do what feels right to you. But I noticed that every time I do mixed media, it doesn't feel complete to me unless there is some sort of a book page or torn pieces of a book page, some pretty paper, a textured surface, and washi tape. It seems like I always have to have, and then like some kind of a burlap or fabric or something like that. I think I'm going to use some of this rustic ribbon here. So those are kind of like my things, and then possibly a stamp somewhere. So those are the things that I'm going to incorporate into this. So I'm going to start by, I'm going to paint the edges brown. I'm going to be using an acrylic paint, nutmeg brown, easy for me to say. And I'm just going to do the edges a little bit so that they look a little bit finished. I'll probably go to this, to the back side a little bit because, let me just double check this. When I glue this down, it's going to be, just the canvas part is going to show. So that actually works out really well. So I'll go ahead and paint that too. But I do need to get, let's see. Need to get some scrap paper. I did not get that prepared. Okay, I think I've got a stash here. I think I will get a few more pieces. Because I do not want to get my table all painty. Okay. All right, that'll protect it enough. Okay. All right. Actually, I want to do the back side first. And I'm also going to get another scrap piece of paper. Oh, goodness. Okay, I'm going to fold this in half. And I'm just going to use it as my palette. I actually have an official paint palette somewhere, but I don't feel like looking for it. I don't feel like looking for it. Am I lazy? Does that make me lazy? I don't know. Okay, and actually I'm going to... Oh, that flatter. Okay, so just going to put a blob there. And I'm thinking that's going to go good with my paper. I'm going to check it against. I don't know if I like that. To be honest, it may need 2 coats. I'm going to let that dry for a second. I'm also going to go look for a darker brown. Hang tight. Okay, I'm back. I've come back with burnt umber, which I'm thinking I'm going to like better. Or maybe I'll mix them. Maybe that's what I'll do. So let me do a little bit. A little bit there. Okay. Let me do another coat of this. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna like that. But here, let me try something. I'm gonna experiment again with you guys. Don't you dare think I'm an expert in anything, because everything is an experiment for me. So while it's still wet, I'm going to add the burnt umber. Let me see if it's going to do what I'm hoping it'll do. Not really. Not really. So I'm just gonna stick with just the straight burnt umber. So I'm gonna let that dry and go over it again. It looks like I'm gonna have to do 2 coats. So let me do that, and I'll do that off camera, and then I'll come back so you guys don't have to literally watch paint dry. All right. I will continue, and I will be right back. All right, so I've turned it over and I've started painting the edges of the front, and I just wanted to show you something that I'm going to do. When I'm doing the brush strokes, I usually don't mind brush strokes, but I'm not crazy about the way it looks on this. So I just want to show you guys what I decided to do before I do it all. I don't like the way that looks. For whatever reason, it's bothering me this time. So while it's still wet, I'm just going with this sponge brush, and I'm just dabbing it, and that's giving it a completely different texture. And I think I like that much better. And it doesn't even need to be that. It doesn't bother me with some of the white showing through. Well, it's not exactly white, but it's lighter. You can see it. It's not, completely opaque. But with the sponge texture, I don't mind that so much. So that's what I'm going to do around all the edges. And I'm going to go ahead and do the back cover too and let that dry so we can get on with the really fun stuff. All right, I'll see you in a bit. All right, kids, I'm back. And I made quite a mess of myself, like a kid playing with finger paints. Okay, but so I did the front and the back edges. The back didn't need to be as much because not that much will be showing. And I just did a decent amount, maybe an inch and a half. And I did a few spots in the middle just to give myself, some options. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So this will be the paper that I use for the front, and the back doesn't necessarily need to be as ornate. So I'm just doing the complementary paper. This will be on the back, and we'll make it pretty too. But I'm going to focus mostly on the front right now. So I'm just going to start. Tearing. And let's see, I want to tear it so that the white does not show on this edge. So I'm going to tear it up like this on the right. I need to stop being so exact. Okay. And I think I want to leave the edges straight. I think I like that. I may change my mind, but I think I like that. So we will start with that. I'm going to do this a small corner here. Like that. Okay. Just making this up as I go, I promise. Okay, so I do want a book page. I like it when the words go all the way to the edge, so I will get rid of that. Let me do a few of these. And then start placing things where I think they might look nice. Let's see. Do another one. I'd like to use this really neat illustration here. So, except it's right on the edge there, so I'm going to try to rip it without ruining the image. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. So let's see. I want to have these book pages. I want to have some of this pretty paper. I'll probably do a little bit more of that. I think I'll do a corner. It doesn't want to rip for me. Okay. Something like that. I'm just really loosely just getting my game plan here a little bit. Really loosey-goosey. Okay, so I want to figure out where I want to put texture. First of all, I need to figure out which texture I want. So I've got my stencils here. This one's my favorite. The script, looks like French script. That looks great on everything. So I'm going to definitely use that. And I may use another texture just to make it look really interesting. Here's a crackle texture. Here's a kind of a grunge number. And I may, obviously I used ink on this for another project. I may do that. This may be instead of a stamp, I may stencil that. Okay, and then I've got these. And I've got this. I don't know if you can see it. It's a very pretty, actually looks very similar to the pattern here. Maybe it's too matchy-matchy. I may stick with something that's more contrasting. So I think I've made up my mind. I'm going to use these three puppies. Okay. Now, I feel like I need some paper in the middle as well. But I don't want the white edges. I am going to ink the edges, but that's a lot of white showing. I think I'm going to rip it so that the tear doesn't show the white edge. It's not working. Okay. It's not there. Okay. I don't have good dexterity today, apparently. It's not working as smoothly as I'd hoped on the first try, but that's okay. Here we go. Put that away for a minute and then rip away the white section on here. I think I'm trying to get too close to the edge. I just need to rip a bigger section off. Okay. All right, so, and I'm going to turn it in different ways to, because this is very collage-y, so it doesn't all have to, I don't need to have my paper all in the same direction. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Make it interesting, living on the edge here. All right. Okay, let me see. I still want to incorporate this somehow. All right. So I'm going to have to glue all this down first, obviously, before I do this, but I kind of want to get a visual in my head before I do that. It's kind of starting to come together. I think where I painted here, I think I may actually put some of this down on the corner before, because I don't have to glue this, because I'll just have that show. How much did I put up there? Okay, all right, let's do this. So I'm going to choose the words that I want. It says Leonardo. I think it's talking about Leonardo da Vinci. Or here's France. Oh, that's cool too. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Okay. And I'm just gonna do the couple words here. So I'm going to use my modeling paste. Lightweight and flexible. Anyway. This is gonna be really cool. If you haven't seen this before, you're gonna love this. When I first discovered this trick, I was in love, and I did quite a few mixed media pieces doing this. All right, actually I need to move that up a little bit. The edge is right there. Okay, so I'm gonna do this word and these two words. So I'm gonna take my off camera. Okay, I'm gonna take that just a little bit. Don't overdo it. You can always add a little more, but of course you can always scrape it off too. So I'm just gonna slowly, and you want to not have the stencil move, because then it'll get underneath, and you want it to just kind of sit on top. It can get a little bit hairy if you're not careful. So I'm just going to move slowly here. Just going to smudge it from the top. All right, and carefully scrape off the excess, not access. Okay. Get as much as you can. Don't have to dig into it though. All right, so then you'll lift it up and you've got really neat, don't touch it yet though. Don't touch. Really neat texture. So I'm going to do a little bit over here on this on this corner. I think that's where I'm going to put the Leonardo words. So I'm going to be careful because you need this to dry. As soon as this is dry, you'll be able to touch it and it will be nice and raised. And then I will probably ink it to give it a more aged look. Okay, so I'm going to use these words here. All right, awesome. So I'm going to let this dry and I will be back. All right, my lovelies, we're back. So while I was waiting for this to dry, which took maybe 5 minutes, maybe. It's dry to the touch now. I went ahead and played with my layout a little bit and I inked the edges. I tore some more pages or some more pieces and I inked everything. So I think this is going to be this is kind of what I came up with and I think I like it. Something along these lines here. It may still change a little bit because I want it to be, I thought about using another pattern paper as like a third element, but I don't want it to be too busy because I'm going to add some more texture and I'm going to add some washi tape still, I believe. So I want it to be interesting, but not too busy. So I went ahead and just stuck with the same paper, but just different pieces. So I hope I remember how I have it before I Mod Podge it all down. But what I'm going to do before I do that, I'm going to leave it here so I have the general idea. I'm going to add a little bit of color to these raised areas. So I'm going to use, and what I used for the edges, I did both vintage photo and walnut stain. I just thought the two browns will look nice together. But I'm going to use peeled paint for the lettering, for like the majority of it, and then I think I'll put a little bit of brown around the edges too, if I can, if this brush will allow me to. Got all messy. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to brush over it just very carefully. Oh, that looks nice, and that green looks good with the paper. Yes. Okay, I like that. And we'll do that up here as well. Just gently get it in there. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so then I'm going to go over it even more lightly with the brown. Just if I can get just some of the edges a little bit. Just kind of quickly, just kind of skim over it a little bit. to give it a little more depth and color. It's kind of coming at it from different angles. Okay. I don't know if you can see. Bring it up closer. This one turned out pretty good. It's mostly green, but you can see a little bit of the brown coming in on some areas, kind of like a gradient. It's really worked out nicely, I think. And here as well. Not sure how well that's going to show up on camera, but it looks pretty stinking cool in real life. So I like it. I will leave that as it is. Okay, so now let me, I'm gonna try to see if I can do it like this. Because I'm afraid if I just take it all apart, I won't remember how I put it back together. And I really like that setup. So, okay, so now we're gonna get the Mod Podge. And we're gonna Mod Podge it. Ouch, that's tight. Oh my goodness. Let me see. I think I need to, oh, there we go. Okay. It looks like it had glued itself shut. So I'm just going to get a little on the back. Well, not a little, quite a bit. Want it to get good and soaked through. Got a little bit on that. That shouldn't bother that. The edges. This is where we might get a little bit messy again, but that's okay. That's part of the fun. All right. So I'm going to line it up here. Just like so. Okay. And look at that. It looks like, oh, okay. It's not the paint. Okay, good. It's actually the ink. It looks like the Mod Podge made it smear a little bit. I might have to be careful with that when I do it all over the front of it, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. All right, so I think I'll do this piece next. Yeah, that's the ink. That's the ink kind of getting kind of bleedy. All right, I get the corner, make it as even as I can. Kind of matching up the other corner. Okay. Now, what did I did? I had this piece over here. I think I had it at an angle, didn't I? Let me see. I like the way it kind of sits, the curve and the L kind of sits there really nicely. And I know I said I wanted the edges straight, but I think having two corners straight is good enough for me. The rest can be wonky Willy Wonka. So I think that's how I want that one. Okay. always kind of work from the middle so you can get your bubbles out. I didn't get close enough to the edge on this one. Okay. All right. And I had this like this. Let me revisit this for just a second here. I had that here. I had that here. I should have made my little brown spots a little bit bigger because I thought I was giving myself more options, but if they were bigger, I'd have a little more options. But that's okay. I'm gonna make it work. Let's see. See, I forgot where I wanted this one. I think this was going there. Yes, that was going there. This was going here. This was going here-ish. And that was going there-ish. Okay. So let me do this one. I just love old book pages on everything. I think it really just makes everything so, I don't know, makes things cozy. I love books. Books make me feel cozy, so I like to include them in as many things as I can. Oops. Oh, here we go. That'll work. That'll work better. I don't want to get it all over if I don't need to. It won't hurt anything really, but because I'm going to cover it all anyway, but. Okay, so that will go there. Okay. And put these guys away. This guy's gonna go here. Okay. Little by little. I'm cracking myself up with this this paint. I went to reach for something and while the paint was still wet. Okay, and then this will go. Let's see, do I want this? Oh goodness, okay. Do I want this? I don't want to cover that up because I wanted that on, I tore that out like that on purpose, so I don't want to cover it. So I'm going to do this first then. Get that on the bottom. Okay, and then that, how do I want it? Like that? Sometimes it just, isn't it interesting? Just the slight tip of the paper, different angles will give you completely different feels. So I think I think I actually like it straight, to be honest. Straight as far as like the lines going straight. Okay, that's what I'll do. Okay. Yep. I like it. I'll do. Okay. Now fill in the little funky gaps. This one goes in the middle like so. Yeah. Okay. And then this goes like so. No? Wait, how did I? Okay, this could go in many different ways. So let me think about how I want that to look. Actually, just like that. I like that. Yep. Looks like a little mushroom, doesn't it? I like mushrooms too. Especially toadstools. They're so fairy tale-ish. All right. Whoops. Got kind of goopy there. Okay. Not sticking to my fingers. Okay. I like it. That's coming along. It's coming along. All right. Now, give that just a few minutes to dry. What I'm going to do then next, I'm going to put some more texture. I'm going to put texture over top of the paper. I'm going to do some crackly texture. So I may do a little bit here. I think I'll just kind of make it kind of spotty and do some crackling on some of the different edges. So I will do that now. Make sure I'm recording. Yes, I am. Okay. That's so frustrating. Okay. So, and I'm not going to try to, I really want it to look random. So I'm not going to try to be super careful with it. So I'm just going to seriously just randomly put it wherever my muse leads me. All right, I've got some there, and I think I'll do a little bit over here. All right, and maybe a touch over here. Okay. All right, so you know what? I'm gonna do a little bit here too. Kind of in the middle. Yeah, okay, that's good. All right, so I'm gonna let this dry. It shouldn't take but 5 minutes or so. And then we will continue on. All right, see you in a minute. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. So it is nice and dry. And I'm going to go ahead with the same green peeled paint. And I'm going to gently brush over the top of the raised areas. I don't want to go too crazy because then it'll get all smudged in onto the paper. And I don't really want that to happen. That might be appropriate in some instances, but in this instance, I don't. I kind of want it to stay separate. So I'm going to very gently go over all the raised edges. And it's going to be very subtle, you know, it may not even be that obvious on camera right now. I'll hold it up closer to you when I'm done so you can see a little bit better. But it's going to be very, very subtle. Where else did I do it? I did it here. And right there. Okay. And then I do want it to pop out just a little bit more. So I'm going to do the brown over top again, just a touch. I'm just going to see if that changes things a little bit. Yeah, I like that. Gives it a little bit, just one more dimension. That really kind of makes it nice. This one needs a little more green. Okay. And a little bit there. Just a touch. Very, very gentle. But it gives it more depth, in my opinion. Great. Okay. Oops. Whoops. Okay, so let me show you the crackly pattern with green and brown. Just need a little more green. So yeah, I don't know how that looks to you on camera, but it looks pretty nice from here. Oh, I think I missed a little bit. There's one little white dot there. Okay, great. Okay. Now, I would like to do some stenciling using this this stencil, kind of giving it, it's, you know, very, very pretty and a little bit frou-frou, and I want to give it just a little bit of a grunge feel to it, just a little bit. I like grunge. And the colors and everything really lend themselves to the grunge look. So I'm going to use the vintage photo. And I'm gonna do it at an angle over here. And I'm just gonna really loosely go. Honestly, this brush may not be the best tool. Like a sponge stamper might work better. I don't have one though. So I'm gonna go with this and see how it looks. And you know what? I think I'm gonna use both browns. I have a feeling this isn't gonna be quite dark enough. So I'm going to, I need to do it without moving this. That's the walnut stain, which is a little bit darker. So I'm just gonna do a little bit so there's both browns kind of getting in the groove there. Okay. All right, is it gonna look as good as I hope? Yeah, I think I like that. I got a little bit of the ink. I got a little carried away going past the border there, but that's okay. Got some of the dots there. Let me do a little bit more here. I'm gonna try not to get past that this time. I don't want to do it on every one. Just a little bit of the dots. All right. Okay. Yes. Okay. Great. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Now, I'm gonna try to wipe off some of this. I obviously didn't do that last time I used it because it's all stained, but I guess it's okay. Okay. Oh, that's another way to do it. Okay. So the only other thing missing for my magic formula that I tend to like is a few strips of washi tape with the edges torn. So I've got a few out that I thought might work. I haven't quite decided which ones. So I really like this set, but I have a feeling that's not gonna gel well. Butterflies are always a nice addition. Not sure yet. The colors don't quite. Okay. Okay, that one. Again, I don't want to make it too matchy, but that does go quite well with the colors. Let's see. Here's I like the music. And I like that one. That's speaking to me, so that's what I'm gonna go with. That's what we're gonna do. So, oops. I've obviously never used this one. I can't get it to start right. Okay. Alrighty, so let me see. little bit there. And maybe a little bit there. And a little bit here. And I don't know if you know this, but from a design perspective, sets of 3, when you're designing something, putting it together, having 3 of something always makes things look pretty balanced. So I'm going to have 3 of these, or typically like odd numbers. You could do 5, and that would be good. I think what I'm going to do is I will do 5, but I'm going to do the other 3 with this one. This one was really sticky. This one I have a feeling I'm going to have to put some glue on the back to support it. So let's see. I like the way that let me go ahead and put some more glue because that's not very sticky. Come on, there we go. Ooh, now it's a little bit too much. Hang on. Hold the phone. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then I think I'll do one more. Just kind of short because it's pretty bold. This is a pretty bold design with the black. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll do 3 of these as well. 3 of those and 3 of these. I think I would kind of like it wrapping around. Coming off the edge like that. Yeah. Okay. Well, that one sticks. Okay, if it starts peeling off, I'm going to glue it back on. Oh, and this has a little bit of this needs a little bit of help. Okay. I think I'm going to do one more. I think I might have it come across like this as well. And wrap it around the back. Okay. I don't know, something makes me want to put some on top too. Okay, I'm going to have to do that. But then having 4, I'm going to have to do 5. That odd number really, I think, really works. It's a really good formula to use. Oh, if you hear dogs barking, it's our customer dogs getting their potty breaks this evening. Okay. Yep, I think I like this. Okay. Oh, I see more of the raised stencil that I missed. Tiny little white dots. So I missed it. Okay. All right. I kind of like it. Whoops. I'm being clumsy today. All right. So unless something else moves me, this is going to be my front. Now, I was going to Mod Podge the whole thing to kind of give it kind of a glaze over top. But I have found out that the ink that I used, even though this is a permanent ink, the Mod Podge like picks up the paint and then smudges everything. And I don't want to smudge anything. So what I may do is come back later with a fixative spray and just spray it with like a nice matte spray so that there's just a little bit of like a finished touch to it, and it'll protect the papers better. So I think that's probably what I'll do, but I don't need to do that on camera here for you guys. I'm going to do the back cover real quick with you. And I don't feel the need to embellish as much on the back. I want it to, coordinate and look nice too, but I'm not going to do as much to the back, but I'm just kind of going to do a simplified version of what I did on the front. So I decided to do the corners, all 4 corners with the paper. I am going to use more book pages. I still need to ink those. I'm wondering, let me think here. Let me see here. I may rip out a full page. I don't want to do that one. This is a book of heraldry, so it's got really neat images, especially since I'm a medieval nerd. I want something that has writing on both. Okay, because I might want to use the pictures for something else. So I'm wondering if I might want to do something more like this. I think I do. Something like that. And then another page here. Okay. So we'll rip that. And then not sure if I want to do that underneath. I think I do. I'll do that underneath. Okay. And then do these little guys, and then do one more larger piece here. And just kind of make it all collage-y. Okay, let me see now. I'm gonna go in different directions. Okay. All right, I think what I'm gonna do, I will do a middle piece like so. Like so, and then do something like that. I think I like that. And when maybe a little washi tape, Okay, I'm going to ink these edges and I'll be right back. All right, folks, I've got the edges inked. And this is basically the layout I'm going to go with. So I'm going to do these two pieces first. And I have to be honest, I kind of cheated. I only inked the sections that I knew were going to show. So if I change my mind on the layout, I might have to go back and ink the parts that I skipped. But I think this is the way I'm going to let it go. So I'm just going to take my Mod Podge and brush it on pretty generously. Oh, I've got a hair. Got a rogue hair. Is that a dog hair or is that a human hair? I don't know. There's so much hair in my house. Oh, there's another one. Oh, we've got 6 dogs and 2 humans in this house. So you can guess what the ratio of human hair to dog hair is. It's horrible. It's horrible, but I can't imagine my life without my dogs. So it's just a price I have to pay. I would like to be dog hair free, but I would not like to be dog free. So I've got to make my decision there, you know? So, okay. Ooh. All right. And make sure I get all my all my corners down. All right, and then I'm going to do this one there-ish. Everything. And it did it again. My recording stopped. I think I fixed the problem now, so hopefully I can finish this without any more delays, of course. But now we're about to have a pretty bad thunderstorm. So it's brewing. I can see it in the sky. But hopefully I can get through this without any more interruptions. So I just stuck that piece down. And I'm going to stick this one down. And although I'm pretty thankful for the rain that we're going to be getting, because it has been hot here in Tennessee. It's not even officially summer yet. So hopefully the rain will cool things down. Either that or it will turn everything into a sauna. That's what seems to, those are always the 2 options. Either cools down nicely or makes things even more muggy. But the plants definitely need the rain, so I'll take the rain no matter what. Okay. So, what did I say? I think I'm doing it this way. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then do the corners. Okay, there we have it. And I think I'm really going to just leave it at that. I may add a little bit of washi tape just to kind of, go along with the front. Let me grab the front. Hey guys, so you're not going to believe this. I have to laugh. So my camera stopped working again. And I am now on day 3 of trying to finish this tutorial for you. Oh my Lord. So I said, you know what? I'm going to Verizon. So I bebopped over to Verizon, and turns out my camera was just getting too old and too full, and there was nothing that I could do to make more room except just get a new phone, of course. But I was due for an upgrade, so long story short, I'm recording this section on a new phone. And there should be no more interruptions. I really hope there are no more interruptions. So what I was starting to tell you was I brought my front, so I could kind of, remember what I did here and kind of use some of the same elements, but I'm not getting as fancy for the back. I'm not using any of the raised stenciling. I probably won't do this stencil either. I'm just going to add some washi tape because I want it to be pretty, but I want it to be more simple than the front. So all I was going to show you was just, putting on some more washi tape. Excuse me. And just kind of finishing it up with that. And and then what I'm going to do, and I honestly don't know if I already said this in the previous videos that I've patched together, but at one point I was thinking I was going to Mod Podge the front before I did the raised surfaces, but I decided not to because Mod Podging seems to smear the inked edges, and then it kind of makes the Mod Podge tinged brown. And I learned that the hard way on a few other projects, and it's not horrible, but I really didn't want that for this. So I do feel like there needs to be a little bit of a seal protection. So I'm going to spray this with a fixative, like a matte fixative, to just kind of give it a coat of protection. And I'm going to do that on both of these before I glue it onto the front and back pages of the folder. So anyway, that's what I was trying to say at one point, and I think it cut me off there too. So I'm just gonna put a few strategic little pieces here. And let's see. I think I'm going to be honest, I kind of lost my mojo. I've been interrupted so many times with this phone issue, that I feel like I'm kind of struggling to finish this here and make it look good, but I'm going to keep going. Hopefully the muse will hit me again. This has been insane. This has been a 3-day tutorial when it really should have been maybe a day and a half. Maybe. So, but that's okay. Such is life, right? Such is life. Just gotta laugh. Laugh and move on. And again, I'm not going to get too picky about being exact on here because this will be the back. And although I do want it to be pretty, it doesn't have to be just like stunningly gorgeous. But I think that'll do. I think that will do. So, okay. So let's bring back my pages. And we're going to pretend for a minute again. This is my front. this is my back. Oh my goodness. Okay, I got my mojo back. I'm excited about this again. So, like I said, I'm going to do this off camera, but I will be spraying this with a fixative. And then once that is done, I will put glue all over here, and I will very likely use the strong glue, my strong E6000 glue, because I want this to be tight. And so I'll glue this here, and then on the back, take this last page and glue this here. And I will make sure that this, let me see. Let me see if I do that. No, I think I will glue it centered. I was thinking I wanted maybe the spine to be completely flush with this, if that makes sense. But I think I'm just going to center it. So there'll be a little edge on the spine side too, and then the same amount edge on the opening side. Well, I say this is the spine, but it's not really, because you'll be able to open it up and do all, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I need to finish the inside as well. And probably what I'll do when it's all like finished, I will just do a flip through of it and post that as its own video, just so that you can see. You may be curious to see how it is all finished up. But for now, this is where I'm going to leave it. And if you have any questions, which you may with all of the interruptions I had, I'm not sure what I covered. So please, put a comment below, and I will get to it as soon as I see it. And I hope this was helpful to you. Like I said, I had watched several videos on how to make ephemera folders and different ways to keep your ephemera. And this one was my favorite. And I think this is really going to be helpful. And I'm not going to use it just for ephemera. I've already started putting scraps. So this is going to be my scrap and ephemera book. What I'm thinking I might do is on these pages, do scraps. And on these pages, do ephemera. Keep them a little bit separated, but anyway, I have high hopes for this. I'm so excited. Can you tell? I'm really, really going to be putting this to use. So there you go, guys. I'm going to stop talking now, even though my camera won't cut me off now, because I have a good I have a good new camera that is going to be useful now. So anyway, you guys have fun. I hope this was helpful. And if you make your own, share with me on my Facebook group, or join my community if you haven't already. I'll put those links below, and we'll just see you guys later. Have fun. Bye.